big red dot.
Except I forgot about this.
Oh no!
Hello, hello, hello.
Oh no! You forgot about that.
The race. One more. I always forget this one too. Did she forget my drink?
Mm-hmm. Just like we forgot that light.
What light?
Look how dark you are. What's up, my good body work?
It's not normally this dark in here.
Well, that's because that light bulb went out.
Uh-oh. Is it out or there's no
It was
light
like,
bulb in there?
Out and no light bulb in there.
Fibers. Aha, that's why.
What?
Sorry, y'all, we're... Something about the option. Got the notification on time this time. Yay.
Who was that?
Amanda.
All right, Amanda. Way to go getting that notification.
Oh, crap. Alright, y'all, we're playing around because something happened with our,
Is it good?
yeah, it works. I don't know. There we go.
That's a lot better.
Yeah. I don't know. It seems like it's coming in like fuzzy. Because I'm wondering, is our normal 1920 by 1080?
Yes.
Right. But
Hello.
see how big the screen is? I made the screen really big earlier to fit us in. Y'all just be patient with us just for a second. Something happened with our... Oh, there's our tip jar. I just saw it. It's because the tip jar is supposed to be up here. So the video capture device is supposed to be all the way down here. Sorry, y'all. I'm sure you have to be a little dizzy now because that was a little crazy. But
You can open it up bigger.
that's the screen. If I go any bigger, it goes into the gray, see?
Oh, okay.
I mean, I could make it bigger, but...
And my forehead is shining.
Well, I bet if you turn that light off now, you won't need it. It was because the setting was at 1280. It's still, yeah, but see, that's what we were used to. Can you turn it to the soft part instead of all four of them, just two of them? Yeah, there you go. That'll be perfect.
No, it's still reflecting off of that and coming
So
back.
turn it. As we adjust here. There you go, now try it. There you go. Now try. Now your forehead won't. There's something about your forehead.
I think it's those lights.
It's gotta be.
I just squat down like this.
What's up, y'all? Sorry. We've been dealing with this. For some reason, that thing just didn't want to. Doesn't that seem like it's small? I don't know. It's supposed to be like that, I think. I don't know.
I don't know.
So, how's everybody doing this evening? All two of you. Now on a 3. Whoop, whoop. It's a little chilly. I can feel a draft right there.
Yeah, because it's not sealed good.
Oh, we gotta fix that.
Yeah, we gotta take it out and close the window.
I don't like that idea.
Of course you don't.
So how was everybody's Thanksgiving? Because ours was
Horrible.
stressful. Very stressful.
It's horrible. Can y'all hear us okay? I want to make sure with that before we really kind of get in
We don't have an echo
tonight.
I don't
No
think.
echo or anything like that. Can we get a little feedback?
Hopefully they don't have any feedback.
Niana got 2 inches of snow.
Oh, we got 2 inches of frost. It was really thick on the plants.
Small, just us and the kiddos.
Yeah, ours was kind of the same way. We had
Is that palmettos?
Yes.
Okay.
we had Carol and Ladessa and Blaze, and he brought 2 friends. And so we had a total of 7.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
7.
We had
We were supposed to have more, but they bailed.
turkey and
What is this?
mashed potatoes. That was Old Faithful back when we were running Big Bear's trapping service. I used to keep my life in there. Squirrel dumplings was a big hit. That's right, I forgot that's what she was gonna do for Thanksgiving since it was just them. Yeah, we had turkey and what did we have? Green bean casserole.
Green bean casserole.
Yeah, we had green bean casserole. We had pumpkin pie, pecan pie, pumpkin roll, which I was very disappointed in my pumpkin roll this
I was
year.
not disappointed in your pumpkin roll.
I think I have to ask if anybody else has done this. Has anybody else used their own pumpkin puree as opposed to canned pumpkin from the store in a recipe? And do you have to accommodate for moisture or anything like that? Because I think now the other thing is that with my pumpkin, I froze it, I didn't can it. And so I'm wondering if part of my problem was because I froze it when it thawed, there might have been some extra liquid in there, and I think that may have thrown everything off because when I did my pumpkin pie, it didn't sit very well or set very well. And my pumpkin roll was when I went to roll it, it was like it was super moist and it wouldn't set very well into the cake roll. So I was already doing my normal orchestra of putting everything together, and and I don't know how many of y'all have done this, but you get to a point where you have everything kind of is on a routine and you know what you're doing and how long it takes. And I went to start my pumpkin roll and I did my first one and it set perfectly. It was beautiful. And then we sprinkled it with powdered sugar, and then went to roll it, and it was just way too moist. My wife did a great job on dinner on Thanksgiving. Tonight, on the other hand,
You ever just know somebody finna get their butt whooped?
oh yeah, when I use homegrown pumpkin, I do press out the extra liquid before putting it up. If I freeze it, it does have extra liquid and has to be strained again. Okay. Huh. Yeah, I think that's what it was, because it really seemed like it was all about the liquid. There was just too much liquid. Now, don't get me wrong, that pumpkin pie, like, I'm ready to make another one. I want to go get some more, some pie crusts, because the amount of work that goes into making your own versus paying
Did she say
$1.99
tonight
for
was
2.
extra?
Yeah, extra okay. And I would just rather go to Aldi and buy 2 pie crusts than having to work on that. But I want to make another pecan pie and another pumpkin pie because they were both off the chain.
I don't know. I didn't get any pumpkin pie. Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I got the last piece.
No, there's still one piece left in the fridge.
Oh, then that's a lie to me.
It's because it was really good.
She's like, I'm going to let you have the last piece, Dad.
She doesn't have the ability to whoop my butt, lol. It smelled amazing. Uh-oh. But what was for dinner?
Don't
now
poke
I'm
that
curious.
bear. Don't poke that bear.
Oh, I want to poke the bear. I want to be able to hear that butt whooping all the way from here.
During that time I came in from deer hunting,
Uh-huh.
we weren't even married a year.
No, because Carol was in the oven cooking.
Yeah.
I was barefoot, pregnant, and cooking dinner.
Where are you supposed to be?
Oh my gosh. That was
I came in
funny.
from deer hunting. The house was all clean and
I was definitely in the nesting.
smelling so good. You had some of that deer roast.
Ooh. Meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and broccoli with cheese. That sounds good.
You had a deer roast in the oven.
I did.
Oh,
And it was one of those, we haven't done that in a long time, is the deer roast with a can of cream of mushroom soup and a beer. Remember? You used to pour a beer on it, put the cream of mushroom on it, pour a beer on it, and put it in the Dutch oven and just forget about it in the oven for a while. We have to do that again. Bland meatloaf, mashed potatoes and cheese and broccoli. Gonna need some hot sauce to finish the meatloaf. Cheese sauce didn't come out right. The meatloaf and mashed potatoes were just Aw. I hate it when that happens. I hate that with meatloaf. Like if you don't season it right or it doesn't get mixed properly when it cooks. It's just they hate it when that happens.
But I came in from deer hunting. House looked amazing. It smelled amazing. And what did my dumb butt say? Wow, honey, thank you for being what a wife should be.
Thanks for being everything a wife should be. And it was so much. I was like Ladessa the other day. Your face, your eyes like got really big, and you're like, wait, what I meant? And I'm like, shh, I know what you mean. It's okay. Don't dig yourself a grave.
So last night we got hit with a very, very hard blow.
And it's been when I say a long time, it's been a long time since we've been hit like this. Like, this is a rough one.
A lot of y'all know that Louise was pregnant and we were expecting a calf, and we were hoping and praying for a heifer calf. That way we would have another Jersey milk cow on the homestead. Well, we knew it was getting close, and so we kept her in the barn, kept her in the stall.
She showed all the signs.
It started Saturday night, and so we milked her, put her in the stall, and woke up in the morning. She was fine.
I woke up at like 3, checked her. Woke up at 6, checked her.
Yeah, we were going out there periodically, rotating through the 4 of us, to go out there and check on her. And we just knew she was in labor. We were waiting.
But she hadn't completely dropped her mucus plug, so we weren't like, we knew it was close, but we knew we were still early.
Yeah. And so Dessa went out there to check on her, and she didn't see anything. Now it was dark. Went out there, didn't see anything. Walked down to the gate or to do something. Came back. It was basically a matter of about, let's just say, 10 minutes. It was probably less. And in that time frame, she delivered. Was a heifer calf, but it was stillborn. She was cleaning it up. She was being a good mom, doing everything that she was supposed to be doing. Don't know if Dessa missed it and the baby was just like struggling to get out, or it was hard to push out, or it looked like the sack was wrapped around the baby's head.
And it just hadn't busted.
And it just didn't bust.
Like normally that just...
And I think it may have suffocated. And so that was a very hard blow for us. Really,
even more because it was a heifer.
Yeah. Dessa cried for like 36 hours. I think she just stopped sometime this afternoon.
Well, the problem is that one, she's probably beating herself up about it. Two, Louise is like her baby. And so the thing that I was telling a bunch of our buddies is that the part that was really hard was we had to take the calf away and get it out of there. And she was still trying to clean it, trying to get it. I mean, it was hard to watch. And then Dessa insisted on taking the baby to the back, digging a grave for it, and then she came back, and it was time to milk, and Louise was like this very low moo, like she was trying to call to the baby, and it was just like Ladessa and I were like sobbing while we were out there. Like I felt so bad. So we've kind of kept an eye on her today, make sure that because we weren't there for the birth, we don't know if there was any kind of complication or anything. So we kept her down at the barn today to kind of keep an eye on her and check in on her to make sure that she passed the placenta, the afterbirth, all of that stuff. Yeah. So.
And so we have decided that we are going to invest into some like closed circuit TV cameras or something, because you kind of get stuck with a double-edged sword. If you sit out there and you babysit it, then you could stress out the cow. Mm-hmm. But if you're not right on top of it, it doesn't take long for a calf to suffocate.
Because we know that the calf was alive and well earlier that day, because I watched we've seen enough of these now to know what we're looking for. And so when she went from being wide to sunken in, we knew the baby had turned and was getting ready to come down the canal. So we knew we were getting close. And so when she would lay down, you could see the baby kind of moving just a little bit, but I knew she was okay. And so that was why,
I just wonder if it came out breached because of the way the head was laid. I don't know. But
I feel like if it was breech, it would have taken her longer to do, and we would have caught it. But I don't know.
But we're gonna give her the month of December, and in January we're gonna put Bucky back with her and try again. Hopefully it'll be a heifer calf, but more than likely it'll probably be a bull calf, which puts us back another year. Which really sucks, because we were really hoping to start to beef up our dairy herd with jerseys. We've really fallen in love with the Jersey breed, and we've got a couple of families that want to jump into a
cow share,
dairy share with us. that would, you know, it would help us be able to do some things, to be able to get more hay, milking machine, you know, stuff like that. And then in return, they get the milk, they get the butter, they get the yogurt, they get the cheese and stuff that we make. So it's really kind of set us back. It's unfortunate, you know, because now instead of waiting 2 years to have this heifer calf bred and her started producing, now we've got another year and then another 2 years.
It puts us back a year.
Yeah.
Because we still would have the 2 years. We're just going to have to wait another year before.
Yeah.
That is providing that the next one is a heifer.
The next one is a heifer. So we may just try to start putting money away and try to find another Jersey dairy cow.
And we may look for a heifer. Because then that way we can train her up and get her, you know, because we've talked about this before of whether it's worth getting one that you might be getting somebody else's problems. If we got a heifer cow or a heifer calf or whatever, if we bought one younger and just raised it up and got it used to us, then by the time we had to put hands on it to milk it, you know, that would be good too. So just kind of depends on.
You know, anytime that you have something like this happen on the homestead, it's I don't want to equivocate it with losing a family member, but it's almost there. I mean, at the end of the day, it's livestock, it's an animal. But as you're waiting for this calf to be born, you are really you gotta put it on live chat. You're you know, you have all of that hope. Lord, please let it be a heifer. You know, let it be a heifer, let it be a heifer, let it be a heifer. Everybody, we always want heifers.
Especially with the dairy. You definitely want a heifer.
And then when it's finally born, you're praising the Lord if it comes out healthy and okay. And then you're like, okay, it's a bull calf. All right, let's just castrate it. If it's being with a Jersey, it would have been a full-blooded Jersey. Castrated, it would have just been ground beef.
Might have even been veal.
Yeah. You know, but a heifer, you're woohoo! You get excited because you know what.
Well, you're sustainable at that point.
All the possibilities.
Right.
That come along.
Right. You've now achieved that sustainability of being able to get to the next generation of dairy, you know, and so that's.
And
I gotta change that.
And it's just a real. I mean, look, we're not spring chickens, you know. So every time we get a setback like this, it hurts.
You just get really invested on a different level when you're raising an animal from birth like this. Yes, and not just that, but you know,
she would have been the first one born on this homestead.
Add to that what we suffered 2 years ago with Thelma. You know, we took a hit with Thelma too, and that was very painful.
Yeah.
And so we were looking to be back in, you know, having 2 cows, and it's just not in the cards yet. So.
Yeah. So we've got to. I mean, we gotta tuck our chin in, post our chest back out, and keep on moving forward. But it does put a little bit of a hiccup in the giddy up for a day.
Mm-hmm.
The attitude around the homestead today was kind of somber. It was kind of,
Which is crazy because we have stuff to set. Like the whole rest of the day, we'd been so productive
mm-hmm.
and been doing so. Like we were riding the high wave, and then that happened, and it was like all of a sudden,
yeah,
the whole attitude went.
The bright side of it is that she's going to be back in full blown milk production again,
Which she had really dipped
mm-hmm.
down low.
We're going to be getting probably about about 6 gallons a day.
We're not in freshening yet. She'll be in freshening in a couple of weeks, right? So right now we're right at about 4.5. So we'll get up to probably close to 6.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had to go buy a whole nother container because our container is a 2-gallon glass jar. And I went to go get another 2-gallon and couldn't find one. I had to get a 1.5. So I only have the capability for 3.5 gallons right now. And so we're having to change that out every milking, which is very
we'll be
laborious.
We'll be making butter, yogurt, and
We
probably
made
cheese.
we made yogurt.
Yeah.
We look at these turkeys made it another Thanksgiving.
And but I mean, we have to look on the bright side. Louise made it through.
Mm-hmm.
She seems to be healthy. I love my daughter. Odessa's like, what do we get? What can we give her to help her with depression? It's like she'd want to give her a Zoloft or something.
I'm not laughing. She's sad.
Who, the cow?
Yeah.
Of course she's sad. But I mean, we can't give her, there's nothing to give her.
Well, I mean, I don't know if maybe she was making sure that it wasn't going to impact her health.
Yeah.
I think she's more concerned because she saw this steep decline with what happened with Thelma. And we fought and fought and fought trying to get her back up.
Yeah,
and
but that was a calcium deficiency.
I know, but I think she's just super sensitive and wants to make sure.
Mm-hmm.
Because one of the things that we did, and before anybody says anything, this is not what caused the calf to die. So my feelings are super raw right now. But after doing quite a bit of research, we found out that we could continue to milk Louise up until she had the calf. And so we were doing that. And so I don't even know why I was saying this.
I don't know either. Yeah, I have absolutely nothing to do.
Oh, and because we were milking her, Ladessa wanted to make sure that she wasn't getting mastitis, she wasn't getting built up, there wasn't a loss of colostrum, all this stuff. So every time we were milking, we could see the colostrum in the cream. And so we were keeping that, like building up to when we started to see the baby shift, we knew to keep that, like that bucket stayed right where it was, so that if for some reason the calf was born before she was in milk again, we could bottle feed the calf if we needed to. And so she's super sensitive right now because she wants to make sure that there's nothing that she's, deficient in, like how Thelma was. But the big difference is that Thelma was considerably older. Mm-hmm. This is only Louise's second calf.
Yeah, she's officially a cow now.
Yeah, so. Yeah, dogs can take Prozac. I knew that.
As you guys, so I mean, we have to look at the bright side of things. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks. But we're back in milk. We do have a bull on the property.
And he makes pretty babies because that calf was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Just.
And so we have to wait a month and we'll do it again. By that time that year rolls around, we should have cameras in there and some lights for it to be set up. That whole barn situation is going to be a lot better. So it's going to be okay. It just, like I said, it just sucks right now. But you know, it is what it is. We can't go back in time to catch it. We just got to keep moving forward, and we got to learn from it. We got to say, okay, we need a way to be able to keep eyes on her so that we can cut this off. I mean, because in all honesty, this is one of those freak things that happens once in a while. You know, because I even looked up, said, okay, what, you know, I just came in and did some research. What some things that can cause a calf to be stillborn? There was like 2 diseases, a blue tongue and another one I can't pronounce. Which she ain't got. But the other stuff was about the amniotic sac.
Amniotic sac, yeah.
The sac. And so when I got out there to look, because Dessa come in crying that she thought it was stillborn, when we ran out there, the sac was still wrapped around the head. Well, I had to pull it off.
And come to find out, I don't know how much you've talked to LaDessa, but she actually tore it up a little bit. So it was not like the amniotic sac had not torn good. So I don't know if, you know, Amanda asked, would the colostrum help Louise regain any nutrients she might be deficient in? One of the things that I think, one reason why the cows eat their afterbirth is because of that. I think that helps with some of the nutrients that they need. Also, she's been, we've been giving her free choice of minerals. So she's been eating a lot of mineral supplement as well. She said, I wonder if that's why Zeus live streamed some of the babies being born. Oh, I'm sure it is. And don't think for 1 second that I wasn't kicking myself in the butt going, why didn't we do a live stream? Because we knew the baby was coming, you know? Like, we've done that before. And there was part of me that was like, we knew that the baby was coming. Why didn't we just set up one of our cameras and set up a live stream? Like, but again, that's hindsight. You know, you don't think about that stuff at the time.
Well, here's the thing, though, with that. Because I thought about that, too. Louise freaks out with the generator. She does not like the sound of the generator. So we would have had to run that big noisy generator of ours to provide the power to the light, and we would have to plug into a phone because it would have,
right,
you know, and so that would have just stressed her out completely. Because I thought I ran that rabbit too. But if you remember, when we first tried to put in the milking machine, we had to run the Jenny, and she about tore up the milking stanchion.
Yeah.
And so that was that option was never on the table. Now, by the time she gets ready to calve next time, we should have one of those.
We'll have power. Yeah.
We'll have a predator generator.
It's very quiet.
And those are very quiet. It'll probably be more than likely, if I do it the way that I want to do it, it will be in the well house, which will be closed, and it will have its own power running to a breaker box in the milking barn, where there'll be lights in there, and we can set it up, and then if we want to, we can go live by plugging in a phone, because we'll have an outlet out there or whatever. And we're going to take care of it that way. It's, we could sit here and nitpick and pick our brains, but at the end of the day.
Well, here's the other fact. Since 2020, I still haven't had
It's not otters.
Teeth.
On the freaking bank. They were out there playing around.
In the backyard?
In the backyard.
How many?
Like 2.
The same ones that were out there last night.
I think there's more.
So
I think it's those 5.
one of the things I was thinking
Hey, get your
about
mom's teeth.
is when the last birth that we actually caught was Calf Pow when she had Dory. Because we didn't see Duke.
We saw Bucky.
I mean, no. We went to go eat. We came back, he was on the ground.
Oh,
Right?
I guess so, yeah.
Duke was on the ground. We
Bucky.
caught him after. When Duke was born, he was on the ground. When Bo was born, we saw that one.
We saw Duke. You saw it, you and Tessa.
Afterwards. Right, he was already on the ground. So,
That's not what you told me.
so we didn't see Duke. We weren't there to help with Duke or watch Duke. We were there for Bo. Most of y'all were there for Bo.
Y'all named Bo.
Dory, we didn't see.
Calf Pow we didn't see.
Calf Pow, we didn't see. Nemo, we didn't see. Nemo was a surprise. This one out here, Waldo, he was a surprise. So the thing is that we've been cultured that our cows have had no problem giving birth to the calves. We haven't needed to be on top of them to make sure that they
we
had a calf.
shouldn't have to.
No, I know that. But what I'm saying is we've been so used to not having to do it that, you know, we're not wanting to stand over top of our cows to make sure that they have their babies. You know?
Again, we can.
I know.
You need to stop. Because all you're doing is trying to beat yourself up over this, and it doesn't need to be done because you can't stand over top of them because you're going to end up stressing them out, and that could cause more problems.
I think you missed my point. I was saying the opposite.
We
was that we haven't had to, so...
Okay. So, anyway, obviously you guys have heard Gizmo barking almost this entire live stream.
Not anymore.
Well... And if you don't know, Gizmo's our livestock guardian dog. We cannot let him run free because he, in his mind, our acreage is a lot more
than what it actually
is.
He likes to go check out our neighbors and our other neighbors.
For some reason, he believes that we're Big Daddy Warbooks and we got like 300 acres. So he'll go on a runabout for about 30-45 minutes patrolling. So we do have to keep him either in a dog kennel, or right now we have him on a run because somebody was on the tractor and broke the dog kennel. I don't know exactly. I don't remember who that actually was. But it's really the cat's fault because the person that was on the tractor was backing up, and
cat caught his eye.
The thing with I believe that the individual that was on the tractor also has a traumatic brain injury, and one of the things that with that traumatic brain injury, at least with the one that this individual has, is that the peripheral vision is like hypersensitive. And so the cat jumped, spooked, like startled me, and when I turned the wheel and the whole thing, it just broke a 4x4 for our landscaping timber. I don't remember which one it was, but anyway. So Ladessa has been telling us
for like months.
Just for a second.
That we have a whole family of otters living in our pond. And I kept telling her there's no way that we have 5 otters living in our pond because we don't have that many fish, that they would have just emptied out all the fish and left there be really no reason for them to continue to hang around. Well, last night, they had to go into the backyard for something. I don't remember what it was.
What, last night?
Yeah. But they came in the house, Robin and Ladessa. Well, Robin come running in first.
Mm-hmm.
We've got beavers.
I said it's either beavers or
otters.
I wasn't
And I was
sure.
like, but you were like, I really think it's a beaver. I was like, well, why do you think that? It was sitting up on the bank. I said, what bank? Right there in the backyard. I said, it was sitting up on the bank in the backyard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you got close enough to see it.
No,
Yeah.
we were on the porch. You didn't ask me all that.
And she said, but it didn't slap its tail. And then in my mind, I'm going, it's not a beaver. Beaver will slap its tail quick, fast, and in a hurry.
That's why we didn't think it was a beaver, but.
And so then Dessa came in and she's like, it's otters. Told you we got otters. Told you. And I was like, well, I remember what it was, because she came in and said that they were in there earlier, sitting up on the bank. And then I was taking my shower, and I got to thinking about it. Well, if it was otters, if they were sitting on the bank, they were probably eating fish.
Yeah, you
So
told
I
us
told-
to go look and see if
I
there
said,
was any fish.
Go
on
out
the
there and
bank.
look to see around the bank to see if there's any fish heads or scales or anything like that. And then they come running in. So that's why they were out there. And I'm like, so they're out there right now? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they are.
Mm-hmm.
And I went out there, and we couldn't, at first we didn't see anything. Nothing.
It was great.
And we started walking closer to the pond, and then Dessa was like, stop.
She really was.
Stop. Stop talking.
Don't move.
Stop. Mom, shut up. And I was like, what are you freaking out about? Dad, look there.
Right there.
And I'm like, right where? And she's like, holding the phone, right here.
And like less than 20 feet.
And there was an otter. Eyeballs right above the water.
It just looking straight at us like you know how like a crocodile or an alligator does, and they're looking straight at you.
Do you remember this? What was the name of that Stephen King book? It had like on the book cover was snow and like woods. Oh man, I can't remember. I could see it plain as day. But he was talking about these little worm aliens. And they would come up and they would like chew on people. Anyway, there was a movie about it. They did a movie. And
I don't remember that.
that's when I realized at that moment I have read too many Stephen King books. Because I saw that otter in there, and I didn't even register as otter. I'm like, that looks like that little alien thing from the Stephen King. What's the name of that book? That's gonna drive me crazy. But we sat out there and looked at him for the longest time. He looked at us.
And then he went whoop and went straight down into the water, and then
well, I kind of instigated him into going into the water.
yes, you did.
Because he kept staring at me.
Yes, he was. It was freaky how he was staring.
He was just watching.
It's very
us.
strange.
He was just watching.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it was.
I didn't like it.
It was very eerie, and Jason just was clapped his hands really loud.
No, I kind of lunged at him, jumped at him. I was like, ugh.
And then he took a deep dive. It was pretty funny.
And then he dove.
Yep. He dove.
I'm gonna
head
find the
first.
name of it. Because I know it became a movie.
He dove head first into the water, and next thing I knew, I was screaming because
you kind of freaked out.
Well, because I don't do like when you're being quiet and all of a sudden there's like that jump scare like in a horror movie. Like I don't do well with that. I'm a very high strung person, so when that happens, I like freak out a little bit. So
This man's written too many books.
yes, I agree with that. 100%. 100%.
And they've made too many
All
of
I
them in
keep
the
thinking
movies.
about is Emmett and Otter's Jug Band Christmas. Who was the author? Stephen King. Mama Gross, what's up? Wow, that's a name I haven't heard in forever. How are you?
Dreamcatcher.
Oh.
Yeah. Dreamcatcher. Wow, that book's worth $108, first edition, 2001. Might have to start looking at selling off some of my Stephen King books. But that in that book, it talks about these little worm-like aliens that spewed out of this other alien, and that's what it looked like to me in the pond. And I was like coming back in the house. I'm like, I've read too many.
You've read too many Stephen King books.
It's starting to mess with me in my old age. You know.
As soon as they put his Stephen King, it came up right as Jason said it. That's funny. Oh.
And so that was interesting. So, but that's what he was barking at. Dessa said 2 of them were sitting out on the bank again tonight. It looks
It's
like
it's their new
not
hangout.
for long. They've got to go.
Yes. Because
but the bad thing is
we're pretty sure they've pretty much decimated
which is fine because we had way too many catfish in there to begin with. I'm hoping that they're thinning out the turtles now.
Will they eat turtle?
Yes, they will eat all the aquatic stuff.
You were telling me they'll even eat the baby beavers.
Yeah, they'll eat the baby beavers. Look, they are a predator. One of them kittens gets too close, it's ominous dominus, baby. They're pretty much one of the apex predators. They are so fast in the water, but they will go into a beaver hut, swim up in there while mom and dad are out, eat all the babies, kill all the babies and eat them, and leave. Or push mom and dad out.
And what's crazy is like when people look at otters, they don't think of them like that. They think of them as play, because you know we always see the footage of them playing, like the river otters playing and swimming on their backs with their bellies exposed and that kind of thing.
These are just river
right,
otters.
they're river otters, I know. But that's what we normally think of. Like when you recall, you know, the idea of a river otter, that's what you think of. You don't think of like these ferocious teeth and, you know, them being able to...
They, the sad thing is, though, is their pelts are not bringing any money. Not like what they used to. And they are very hard to skin. And
are they really hard to skin?
Yeah, they're all muscle. There's like no fat on an otter. And it's one of those that, I mean, we'll do it. And if they're any more real big, I might just stick it in the freezer and get it mounted.
We could use another dead animal in our living room. There's always room for more dead animals.
So if y'all feel like giving Robin Christmas presents this year, anything Pioneer Woman. Pioneer Woman has great, you can pick them up at Walmart. And you can just mail it to 2516 Harmony Road, Elberton, Georgia, 30635.
Look at all of My friend's laughing. You know what the sad realization was at Thanksgiving this year? My green bean casserole was in a Pioneer Woman casserole dish. One of my pies was in a Pioneer Woman pie dish. I used a Pioneer Woman cake, like the little pie knife thing or whatever that is, the pie scoop thing. We used that. I used my knives. I used my cutting board. Like,
look,
here is
the reality of the situation. As much as you despise her, her can opener has been the longest lasting hand crank can opener that we've had.
However, I have a feeling that part of that is because I started cutting cans this way instead of this way. I'm coming from the top, and I think that's helping the thing because it's cutting the thinner aluminum than the top part.
Whatever. The knives have held the
knives.
edge.
I have to say, the knives, the thing that's surprising about the knives is that they somehow put some kind of surface on them that has flowers, right? And I've had them for over a year now, or right at a year now, and the part that is the flowers is just barely starting to come off of the chef knife because it's the one I use the most. And so, and that's because we've had to put an edge on it a couple of times.
No, Robin does not need a peacock for Christmas.
I have a set of her knives. They are very nice. Yeah, and I have the shears. I use the shears all the time.
Secretly, I've been trying to get a hold of somebody at Pioneer Woman to see if they want to become a sponsor of our YouTube channel. Try to share the backstory there with them a little bit from hater to.
But like I have the acacia wood
I tell you, I almost freaked out.
spatulas, like all that stuff.
For my paper, for my psychology, they have it to where you can only instead of it being 100%, it's like 50%. That you can only get like 50%.
50 points.
50 points, yeah. Well, I open my grade stuff for everything and I see 50 and I'm like, what the crap did I do wrong? And so I go back and I'm like, thank goodness.
That random thought brought to you by Ladessa Rear. Anyway, so.
It wasn't about me. I had to make it about me. That's
okay.
I needed attention.
But then, not only did I use a bunch of her utensils and her pans, but my pumpkin pie and my pecan pie.
A bunch of her what?
Utensils and her pans.
Why did you emphasize you the first time?
Oh, I don't know.
You said utensils.
But not only did I use all that stuff, cutting boards, the whole nine, but I also used a pecan pie recipe from her, a pumpkin pie recipe from her, and our brine for the turkey was from her.
Yeah, our son every year gets her a subscription to the Pioneer Woman magazine. And Robin will fuss and cuss and talk smack, but it's like she gets all kinds of excited when that magazine comes in, and she's like, I just like the recipes.
It is, because the rest of it is worthless to me. It's like how she dresses and how she decorates her house. Like, I don't care. I don't care. That's part of my point, is I have no interest in that part. Just do what you're good at. If you're a fish, be a fish. If you're a bird, be a bird. Don't be a bird trying to be a fish. If you're good at recipes, then make the recipes and be done with it.
But there are flying fish.
The funniest part of the whole thing is when we go to Walmart. The girls know. They know that
No,
it drives me crazy.
The funniest thing about it is you make such a big deal about Pioneer Woman that we and fuss about Pioneer Woman that you have been geotagged with Pioneer Woman.
This is true.
That nobody
this is so true.
can come around you without starting to get Pioneer Woman ads on their smartphones when they're standing next to you.
Mm-hmm. So we were at Walmart the other day getting stuff right before Thanksgiving, and the girls were with me. And we were looking for, I guess it was when we went to go get the milk jug. So I guess it was the day after I don't know. Anyway, we went, and we're looking right there, and right next to it was all the drinks and the glassware and stuff. And if you've ever heard me tell a story about Pioneer Woman, that's actually what set me off. The very beginning was all of the hurricane-looking glass and things like that she obviously just put her name on. The patterns were there 40 years ago when I was a little girl. I have fond memories of being in my grandmother's kitchen with, little juice glasses, and there being these beautiful colors that were still see-through, but it was colored glass, which was very, different then, because when you were little, you got the regular
so you felt like
see-through glass.
she stole something from your childhood.
No, I felt like she put her name on something that was not original. She just took something from way back in the day, put her name on it, and is profiting off of it.
Well, how is that any different than kind of what we do?
What do you mean?
Well, we put our name on our videos of teaching somebody how to hand milk a cow, and
we still come about it our own way.
There were still people 40 years ago.
No, but we still have our own spin on all of that stuff. That's part of the reason why I don't watch YouTube. I don't watch other people's videos because I don't want to inadvertently copy somebody else's content and make it my own because it came to me.
How do you know she didn't make...
She's full of...
How do you know that she didn't just change one little thing about that glass that you don't remember?
Anyway,
and made it
my whole point was we went to that section and the girls knew this story. And so we're walking right there, and Carol, because Carol is Jason Jr., so she likes to get under my skin. And so she sees these, and before I can even see it, she grabs them and she's like, Mom, look at how beautiful these are. And she can't, she's giggling while she's saying it. She knows she is poop stirring. She just knows. And she's like, Mom, I think we should get these for Christmas. And I was like, if I didn't think I'd be put in jail for picking one up and throwing it across the store, I would so do it right now. And she's just laughing uncontrollably. There are people all around us that are like, what is so unhinged about this person?
You just instantly became a Karen. You're going to wind up on YouTube.
Anyway, so Pioneer Woman merchandise is always overpriced. I will tell you, the stuff that I've gotten from people, most of the time is on sale. They get it when, Megan is the one that started this whole thing. Breakaway homesteader, his wife, Megan. She's the one that started all of this. And what she intentionally will do is she will go to the clearance aisle, and whenever she sees something that is Pioneer Woman, she will buy it and send it to me, just as a joke. One of the things there's two things that I had that I don't have anymore because they broke. And one of them is that it's a porcelain measuring cup set and the measuring spoon set. Those did not fare well. They were really nice, but I had younger girls and they liked to help in the kitchen. And we have a cast iron sink, and so if that fell in, it just didn't work. Those, and then also I had some cute little boot shaped salt and pepper shakers, and same thing. They hit the ceramic tile on the countertop and they busted, but everything else has done pretty well. So Amanda said it sounds like you had a Pioneer Woman Thanksgiving. Yeah. I was looking in the magazine the other day, and she's done her gift guide, because I think hers is like every other month, so it's not like every month magazine. And so this month's magazine was for Thanksgiving, and then, gift ideas. And one of the gift ideas, there's a pair of pajamas in there. And I sent a picture to my son, and I said, I promise you, if these, because he's always looking for this kind of stuff for me. I told him, I said, I promise you, if these end up underneath my tree, I will push you outside and lock you out. You won't be able to come back in. And he said, that sounds like a challenge. So, but now all three of them have seen it and seen those pajamas, and they're all like paying attention to Walmart to see if they show up in the Walmart. They haven't seen them yet, so. But I do agree.
I sent him this. I sent him a picture of this.
Oh, was that the warmer? Like the little...
It's a little scent warmer.
Yeah.
Pioneer Woman.
But it's a
pig.
pig, yeah. Yeah. There's also a really cute, I think she has like a creamer little thing for pouring cream that's an actual cow. I mean, don't get me wrong, these things are cute. Now, see, that kind of thing to me is kind of cool. But, like, I think Karen hasn't been in here in a while, but Windswept, she was telling me that there's, is it Dutch or something like that, that the pottery is very much, the patterns are very similar to Pioneer Woman, and so she kind of agrees with me on the whole thing. So another cool thing, and then we'll leave after this. One of the things that happened over Thanksgiving, we've been cleaning out a bunch of stuff, purging some things, taking some stuff that we previously had kind of tucked away and starting to clear off shelves and put new things out. And one of the things was my mom had some old pottery that she had purchased, but she had purchased it for decoration. It was Rowe pottery, R-O-W-E, and it has a very distinct like trader's mark in it, and it was always like this big thing. And so it was kind of her Pioneer Woman, but she liked it. And so people would buy her Rowe pottery for, different gifts. And so I have quite a few pieces of it that I've kept over the years, but they've always been for display. Well, this Thanksgiving, I went to go look for my other pie plates. I have the pie plate from Pioneer Woman, and I went to look for my other metal one, and I couldn't find it. And I was debating on whether or not I should try to go to Dollar General and try to find a pie plate. And I just didn't do it and just started looking around, and I realized that one of the Rowe pottery pieces that my mom had was a deep dish pie dish. And so I looked at Jason and I was like, I'm struggling here. He's like, what? I'm like, this is a pie dish, right? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, but it's for decoration. He's like, it's pottery. You can use it. So I ended up washing it really good, cleaning it, drying it, and then we made the pumpkin pie in it. And it was...
Probably why it didn't set, because your mom was pissed off that you used it.
Did you really just put that there for me? Really?
Just thought of it. I'll show her to use my decorative stuff to cook with.
But it worked out well. It didn't stick. Like, it was, I didn't spray it with anything. I didn't do anything, but it was glazed. It was, pottery. It's glazed really nice.
I don't put it past her, because, she tries to take over your garden every year.
Every year I have morning glories everywhere. Every bed, I have to pull morning glories out of every bed every year. It's the craziest thing. So.
Well, guys, we have not had dinner yet, so we are going to take off and go eat dinner. We've been butchering pigs all day, so we're a little bit tired, a little bit hungry. But man, do we got some good looking pork chops, and we're gonna have bacon this year. We processed some of the bigger ones this year, and they got a good fat cap. We actually got some leaf lard out of one of them.
Amanda, you're not right in the head. Stop. Do not tell him that. Yeah, we got some leaf lard this year. We downsized our herd from last year. Last year we were up over 20. Like, we had a lot, and we processed a lot last year. This year, when we went to start feeding everybody, instead of downsizing how much feed we had, we were still using the same amount, but feeding less pigs with it. And so by doing that, we were able to kind of fatten them up a little bit, and we've gotten, cold. They've had a chance to really kind of grow out real good, and so it was really nice to see those 3 females. I think we're going to see some good sized leaf lard, and we're going to have quite a bit of bacon belly. We've had a lot of pork belly.
Yeah, we got they're in the refrigerator right now. With our car situation, really struggling with that. We dropped $120, took it to this one guy. He flushed it out. It made it 24 hours, and then it started smoking again. And so that's very frustrating. I'm taking it to another guy who's going to do, because one of the things, it seems to be losing oil. So he's going to do an oil leak test on it. Basically, I think he's got this tool when it pressurizes the system, and he'll be able to tell through the computer or whatever where it's leaking. I don't have the tool. AutoZone doesn't have the tool. Even if they did, I wouldn't know how to use it. All these new...
And this is a guy we trust.
Yeah.
He used to work on our truck back when we had our truck.
And so I'm going to be dropping $200 to get me to do that, and then I'm going to make the decision where I go from there with this vehicle. If it's the rings, I may not stress about it too much. But if it's a head gasket, then I'm going to have to dump a bunch of money into it to get it replaced. We still own the car. This was an unexpected purchase of a vehicle because we got hit by the deer. And so it's been rolling into that. But anyway, back to what I was saying. Tomorrow, we're going to end up going, because we got to get some 2x6s to fix the milking barn, some screws, and we got to get the stuff to be able to take the belly and start to
Cure the belly
and turn it into bacon.
We have to salt cure it, and then we smoke it.
I don't know if I'm going to smoke it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
And then we'll slice it paper thin.
That's one of the nice things about having
the slicer.
You know what we should probably do is take that belly and look and see how wide our slicer cuts. And then if we have to cut those slabs into 2.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes they were so large, we'd have to...
Well, we probably have to cut them into 4.
Yeah. Each belly half was 5.5 pounds.
Yeah. And so we're doing that. We slaughtered a total of 3 pigs. 2 of them we're keeping. 1 we sold to a friend of ours, and we're butchering it for him. And so I'm very excited about this. We got the ring back for the sausage maker, so tomorrow we're going to start making sausage while we're the canning queen over here. She's canning everything.
I feel like I've been See, that's what I say. If it's a major issue compared to cost of a new crate engine.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. That we actually did run that rabbit, so we'll see. But we can't really make any decisions until we know what it is.
It is, yeah. So, it's one of those things. I mean, a new crate engine would be probably almost ideal, I guess. We'd have to get the car rekeyed and all of that. I don't know. We'll run that rabbit when we get there. I mean, it's going to be what it's going to be. But that's what we're doing. I said all of that because I'm trying to get off here because I'm trying to get something to eat.
Jason's having dreams of Skillet Mac.
And because I don't remember if we ate anything today or not.
For lunch? Did we eat lunch?
I'm trying to remember lunch or breakfast. I can't remember either one of them.
Taco, rice, and cheese for lunch.
I thought that was dinner last night. Okay.
It was.
So,
and then we had some today because we had leftover taco meat, remember?
Yeah. So.
That didn't can.
Yeah. So we may film everything that we're doing with this second pig tomorrow. Everything that we're doing with them. I don't know. We've got a lot on our plate right now, and putting the camera out there may just add a little hiccup. I don't know. We're going to try. We'll see. But anyway, I'm hungry. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Love you guys. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. And we will see you guys next time. God bless.
God bless y'all.